Okay, got a pretty simple patch for you. Just some kind of lo-fi chords, but with that high-end shimmer. So kind of a nice warm sound. It's high up, but it still feels warm to me. So pretty simple. Just check out these wavetables. Boink, boink, and of course, boink. Fairly common to do this where you just pitch them all to different octaves. Experiment, but I like this arrangement best. And we're modulating the intensity via envelope 2, not really much at all. The higher the level is, the more intense it is. You can think of it as sort of a wet dry knob. So I liked keeping these where they are instead of just adjusting that. I would just adjust this down to the level I liked. But let me just go back, make sure. There we go. So a little more high end to a little less high end. And I'm modulating the amps of all these via LFO 5. And this is where that sort of warm, oscillating, like undulating sound comes from. These are sort of pushing and pulling, coming in and out in level. That's replicating sort of real life in like a tube amp where it's not just perfectly even level. It's constantly modulating a bit. So I chose to just kind of replicate that with an LFO. And what's important here is make sure restart is not selected, because restart, every time you hit a key, it's going to start right here and go like that every time. But if you don't check it, it'll start where it left off. So it might start here, it might start there, it might start there. It's more random. It's more, modeled after how real life works. And something you see basically every patch I do, I am modulating how the pitch is affected via envelope 1 in a random way. This is our range. I've said this before, and it just helps to pitch down, half a semitone, pitch up half a semitone, and then pitch up a quarter of a semitone. It just gives it a random feel, sort of different amounts in different directions for each of the oscillators. It's really nice. I got some feedback in here, just warms it up. Probably need headphones to hear that. Normally I have the white noise on, but for this I didn't, because we're sort of up high, and I didn't want to hear any of that noise or get in the way of anything. No filters, actually, which is rare for me. And then I'm also just adding a little bit of light distortion here. Again, we're starting up here, going down here in terms of how much drive there is. Just lets it stick out a little. Just gives it a little more weight. And nothing over here, one voice, which is actually quite important, because we're getting all of the movement, all of that width from the chorus here. That's kind of an old school thing, right? Maybe we have a mono synth, we'll put it into a stereo chorus. So check it out. Without. Whichever one you want, I like leaning into sort of that heavy chorus sound. It gives it the wobbly detuning thing. It works well with the amp mods that we're doing. And then I just have a little bit of reverb, really not too much at all. I don't like to ever pile this on. And nothing in the EQ world. I think that's about it. The KTR, if you don't know, this is basically a key track something. Key track, I'm not quite sure. Basically, this is, if it's like this, there's more high frequencies the higher up you go. That's how instruments work in real life. Those less high frequencies in the lower notes. I've adjusted this so there's a little less high frequencies in the higher notes. I just think it gets a little harsh and massive, and I don't like this kind of slope. So that's why I've set it the way I did. And I think that's it. Yeah, it's a pretty simple patch. So try it out and, have fun.